Texas Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. She's a busy lady. She's on the member of the House Ways and Means, the Small Business Committee, the chairwoman on the Subcommittee of Economic Growth, Tax, and Capital Access. So thanks for running over here to our studio. Always good to have you.
It's great to be here.
All right, let's talk about the Anna Paulina Luna posting on X last night about what was going down. She says 10 p.m. and Thune just got unanimous consent here. So basically meaning, she writes, that the Senate is going home after tonight's vote. I will not be voting to reopen the floor until the Senate gets back to Washington. That plus the screaming match, you know, obviously a lot of this, we don't like to see this, but it's about Save America. And she also says reconciliation is an insult to our intelligence. Everyone knows it'll never work. Speaker Johnson wants us to open the House floor. These are the only options. Okay, so what's really happening behind the scenes here?
Well, so that's, we've got opinions, no shortness of opinions in D.C.
Right.
I have been working on reconciliation. I think everybody said the first reconciliation bill, that was a far cry. That was never going to happen. And then when we did it in one big step, as much as we got into that, people said that wasn't going to happen too. I am not going to give up the fact that we could potentially be able to get another real reconciliation package done. I am disgusted right now with what's going on in the Senate. I really am. We have done so much work with a very narrow margin in the House. We don't go home. We work. We continue to debate it out. We debate it well into the wee hours of the morning. We've had votes throughout the night. That's how you get policy done, is that you keep at it. And the fact that the Senate is going home, that they are doing whatever meetings, whatever fundraising that they're doing is very infuriating. We have literally sent over hundreds of bills to the Senate that have gone to die. And so, there's a number of my Republican colleagues who've been very critical. I hate being critical on Republicans. I don't think it's helpful to our party. But at the same token, you got to do your job. You got to get in there and you got to debate.
So
stop going home.
When you see these shouting matches, and President Trump comes out and he's pretty, he's laid back about it at the end. He's like, there's some people I don't like, but here we go. And he's moving forward. He's meeting with Speaker Johnson. So is it just some folks on the Senate who just want to get some headlines? What do you think it's about? It's about pushing back?
I think Thune is looking at it. He doesn't have the votes for the Save America Act. Right. I think he knows he doesn't have the votes because he's got some of his colleagues, his Senate Republicans, who've said we're not going to vote for it. Yeah. That's fine. They can say that they're not going to vote for it. It should not stop you from putting it on the floor. Have the debate. I am very interested in what those senators on both sides of the aisle are going to say, why they're not going to support it. This is an 80-20 issue. We're saying that we already know it's the law that you have to be an American, you have to legally be able to vote. Why can't you verify it? That is all that they're saying. And I'm sorry, I want to hear Warren. I want to hear Schumer. I want to hear Murkowski say why she doesn't support that.
Right. Well, a lot of folks agree with you there. And we just had a Democrat on who says even some of the Democrats agree on this. It's a Trump issue. And now they're going to, even though it's logic. All right. I want to talk to you a little bit about this second lady, Usha Vance story, because New York Times has this article, and the headline is "The Politics and Power of the Pregnancy Image." So again, these are women who are very accomplished. They put together Usha Vance, Katie Miller, Caroline Levitt, but they also say this is an expectant silhouette. Now, how Usha's wearing a stretchy coral dress that hugs her stomach. I mean, what? It seems so superficial, a way to attack women when they're there and they're trying to have it all. I mean, she's flying over to Switzerland and she's pregnant. Instead of, giving her some credit here, being the second lady still in action, she came back and called him out and said, yeah, the dress was Old Navy, $8.75. And meantime, the New York Times should enjoy how much my pregnancy fashion or she calls it the elastic waistband pants and compression socks.
I love that so much. I've been a mom, right? I've been there.
Yes.
The idea that this is an image. Okay, during the Biden administration, you had performative women. You had men who were dressing up as women and they were lauding them. They were making them seem like they were heroes. Now you have actual women who are pregnant. This is what women have been doing for centuries. Women are pregnant and they are making them seem as if it's an embarrassment, that it's a political statement because they're having babies.
The only statement I love is that she values the dollar because she put in a receipt here proving the price here. So if anything, we're going to take some fashion cues from Second Lady and some budget cues because, listen, everyone wants to look good for less. So, I mean, go Usha. She really did. But the fact, as you said, we have to have these conversations. Yeah. I think it takes women back so much further, too. What about the left? Women support
we should be embarrassed. We should be embarrassed because these people are having babies. And yes, they're proud to have babies. They are literally having it all. They are out in the public eye. They're looking fantastic for a great bargain that they're doing it. Right. And they're doing real work and they're being moms, which is real work. And they're somehow trying to shame them and make it seem as if it's political and that it has absolutely nothing to do with, you know what, they want to have kids. That is something that we should be happy about.
It is.
People want to have families. They want to have kids. They've got great marriages. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I love your perspective on it. I knew you'd have a lot to say as a mom yourself, and obviously very stylish as well. I'm maybe looking for some bargains over at Old Navy.
You and me both.
Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne, always great to have you here, and I know a lot of work to be done, and let's hope cooler heads prevail, and we'll see what happens over in the Senate. Thank you.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.